Apparently, I forgot to press go live on YouTube. That's very smart, isn't it? Amazing. Love that. Yep. Good job, Wardy. Well, hello, YouTube viewers. We forgot to press the go live button on YouTube. I did one part. YouTube's weird. You go live, and then you have to press to actually start the stream. And so I didn't actually press to start the stream, so sorry, YouTube. You've missed the first game. That's completely on me. I know sometimes in chat people are like late as well, so like I just didn't notice at all, apparently. My bad. Hey, hey, hey. Alright, well, Rogue is up a game here against Maxpax as we get ready for game number 2. I feel really silly about the the YouTube situation. Whoops. My bad. My bad, my bad. This will take a few moments, we'll settle in. To game number 2. I was doing so great with not playing music. I know, I absolutely nailed the not playing music, only for it to not matter so far. Yeah. What an effort. What an effort. Alright. Well, into game number 2 we go. As we kick this off. Maxpax has some turning around to do right now. I mean, this is obviously a position in this game which was definitely not too pretty for him. Like I say, just kind of got shut down on his first attempt and just never really got to play again after that. It was so consistently aggressive out of Rogue. As he is able to grab that first game. Now we see where Rogue will be taking this over the next few moments of game number 2, see if he wants to do anything kind of particular himself. I mean, obviously, played a pretty good first game. The thing is, the only thing I would say is it's hard to repeat the first game because it's like, it really all started because you kind of threw Maxpax off with the initial, with your initial attack, right? Or with your initial defense. So if that never happens, can you really start running around the entire map with lings and lurkers and dropper lords? And does that work? / is that sustainable? That part I'm actually not sure about, right? So, yeah. That's where I begin to wonder a little bit. But we will see as we get into game number 2 of this best of 3. I know YouTube, yeah, there is YouTube. I just, I pressed go live on my OBS for YouTube, and then people were complaining on YouTube a while ago that, like, the first, 20 minutes of the stream, nothing happens because it's just a countdown. So I started going live on YouTube only when the games begin. So I pressed to stream, but I didn't press the button on YouTube to put the stream live, even though it was receiving my feed. That doesn't happen on Twitch. On Twitch, you just press go live when you're streaming stuff when you go live. So it's just... my brain has flumped me. Just did one part of it, but not the second part, so... yeah, sorry if you missed the first game on YouTube, guys. It was pretty fun, actually. It was a very good game, so I'm a little bit sad that you guys didn't catch it. You know what I've also not done? I've also not started recording myself. Oh my god, I didn't... cool, so I just didn't record myself either. Okay. Well, today's just a disaster completely. What have I done? I've clearly gotten distracted partway through turning all my stuff on. Yeah. Halfway through turning away. I think I turned my stream on. I was like, I'll turn the recorder on soon. Yeah, I just didn't do that either. Oh my goodness. It just clicked in my head. I was like, I don't think I did this part either. Again, to do all the things, apparently. Forgetting to do all the things. Alright, Stalker moving over to the side as we just take a couple of moments. Evolution Chamber coming in. Let me get ready to try and commit into some stuff here in the next few moments. Oracle continues to move about. Queen's going to be there. Pretty good initial defense, pushing that Oracle back over the left-hand side, so Oracle will get pushed back away on that. So that does get chased down right off the get-go. And the Oracle coming back around. They're back here as well. Oracle coming over. A few Adepts going to move about. We have an Resonating Glaives coming up as Maxpax has completely changed up his style of play, so I can appreciate that. The first game obviously didn't go well, so you just say, you know what, yeah, game one didn't go too well, let's go and fix this up for the second game. The Adepts and the Oracles continue to move about for the moment. Continue to chase across. As you just see those Adepts going to try and get in. The Evolution Chamber at the front is going to get jumped on for a couple of moments as well. Seeing those Adepts really will start to do some damage, and the fact they break in is obviously kind of scary because now Rogue has to go chasing them down, and that's always going to be a little bit of a problem when you go chasing down non-stop and you don't get to take a breather. 6 drones going down already. Can we continue to control this as Rogue? He has the units, he just didn't have them in the right positions to kind of deal with it straight away. Roaches and Lings is going to go after and pick off a little bit right there. "13 drones dead, but we get rid of most, I guess, of the Adepts. Some of them get to stay alive. Rogue is just going to drone out of this. He's not looking to be an aggressive player at this point, so a little bit of a different kind of game now where Maxpax is definitely being able to kind of hinder Rogue early. And now can Rogue kind of step back into this and get back on track? That's going to be our question. It's a lot of units dead. Rogue definitely did not have the prettiest of times here so far, that's for sure, as the +2 missiles and the roach speed all continue to come up and online. Stalker's moving over, obviously this now transitioned. I think the only thing bad here for Maxpax is obviously that initially this was a commitment into something which is maybe not quite as and just something that's maybe not quite as good for the follow-up, but then you've already got the Stalkers out now, so the transition is being made, and this part does not really look to be that much of an issue. The Roach is going to continue across, Stalk's going to be there, Roach Hydra continue to come over as well. That's the end of the stages we're going to be catching. Wing Roach just gets turned back. Kind of, like I say, a bit of a rough situation as we get settled down. You just got Maxpax, who's now going to basically harass you throughout the rest of this game, and Rogue is constantly going to be trying to play a bit of catch-up. Maxpax is going to be getting to the Storm as well. So the Lings are just going to get shot at too. Just going to have ourselves the Roach Hydra going to be there to try and push back the other direction as best as it can. I mean, like I say, it's just... Maxpax doesn't even really need to commit right now. His army's going to be getting so good behind this with the Storm and everything. Like, he's in absolutely no rush at all. It's in a very cozy spot. And we'll continue to build on this position for the foreseeable future. Full of Storms coming down. The army's still going to get hit right there. So, again, just a little bit more damage being taken. Going to get Storm. The Hydra's going to get caught in that Storm a little bit as well. So again, just continue to see some damage building up as we go back the other way. Rogue's army just is not good enough at all. Just continues to melt away. Maxpax really did enough with the Adepts early, and he's going to tie this series up. That's very good for Maxpax in case it does go to a 1-2 tiebreak if Rogue does win this series. Because any map that you win in a series that you lost is going to help you in the map score, right? So, just a little bit of reassurance even if the series does not continue to go Maxpax's way, but obviously he's back on track, so there's no reason that that necessarily is going to be the case. You can see our Stalker's fighting as well. You see our units continue to come about for a little bit. Storms coming through. It's going to be seen instead. I mean, we're all going to try for this, but again, we can kind of see that it's just not going to be good enough as the unit's going to go back the other way. Roach Ravager will take some damage. Going to be seeing the extra zealots continue to come through. Just going to be getting warped in straight away here, so just coming straight by. Ravager is going to continue to the bottom. We are going to see the Nexus going down. But I mean, again, do you ever really win the long term here as Rogue? I mean, I'm not convinced he does at all. Plain and simple, I just do not see it, but maybe I'm I mean, I guess happy to be wrong. Happy to be wrong, right? If Rogue can kind of close. I think this makes this group super interesting if Rogue wins. I mean, kind of happy if Maxpax wins this one because then we get a game 3 and we're always about more games as well. But yeah, I really thought that Rogue's army was never really going to be able to be competitive with the way that things were going, but that's not been entirely true as the Roach Ravager now goes whacking away. And he's definitely stood up in this game maybe a little more. I still think Maxpax's army is way too good, and like I say, I just don't think you ever really get to a point here where you are truly cleaning up this army anytime soon, right? As Rogue. And you're just going to end up getting chased back, and again, the tech of Maxpax will be in place, so then you have to deal with all that. Obviously, storms are going to be a potential threat now as well, so again, just so many reasons why this can go wrong and how it can continue to go badly. ship here to support. I mean, Maxpax is starting to get ready to push in, essentially, as we're going to see Rogue trying to come in from 2 angles, but there is still just the factor of, yeah, that this is a lot of storms available. It's a very strong Protoss army. Rogue's army, as you can see, his supply absolutely melts away from this right now, and that is going to be GG's. We are going to have ourselves Maxpax taking game number 2, and so this series will go on, which is exciting, because like I say, game 3 is always fun. Rogue kind of stood up there for a little bit. I mean, he was playing an army comp, which you can get a lot of stuff out with, but as always, a lot of stuff does not necessarily mean you're going to have a great time, and in this case, he definitely was not going to be having a great time at all. So, there you go. As Maxpax ties this series 1-1, we're going to get to a game 3 in the near future. Get that set up and rolling. King's Cove. Could be a big map. I mean, King's Cove has been giving us a lot of long games already. Definitely feel like that could happen again here. I would not be surprised at all. It's just the kind of map that it is. So yeah, I would not be shocked at all to see this one develop into a super long game, to be honest. Especially kind of the way they're playing, because Maxpax plays in a way that kind of requires getting, you know, a good portion of your army up in the later stages towards being able to attack, and by then, you're not really in a map that lets you attack at that stage of the game. Then Maxpax probably builds more into the air army. Rogue's army is kind of the same. He keeps building these lurker forces, which can maybe take positions, but I think would really struggle to really do much beyond take positions on King's Cove. So the way that they're playing, I mean, maybe we play differently because it's King's Cove as well, but if they were to kind of continue to play the styles they're playing, and no one takes significant early damage so that they just kind of die off when, you know, real attacks start to arrive, then yeah, I actually do think we've got ourselves some potential for, like I say, a very long map here on King's Cove. So, get this all ready to rumble over the next few moments. Go back in game again. Sorry for the no sound between game, guys. Just the way that the copyright is working. We have to be in game for the sound. Strategy is going to cancel up for a couple moments. We get this on the way. And so just get ourselves just a few moments up and running. Work our way through this for now. Overlord moving onto the map. Some Overlord's just going to start getting across for a little bit here as we get settled in. Nexus, Cybercore, all coming up as we get going for a couple of moments, so we get that all started. See our Adept gonna Chrono Boost out initially. Just a little bit of a beginning on this one. Again, Stargate coming through, that Nexus coming up as well. I see the Stargate continue to come over here, so again, just going to get that on the go. As we have a couple of Lings going to move about. The Adept's still going to be there. Going to keep moving over and again, trying to see if there's anything else that may happen. With the Oracle play on the way up, and get this established. As, yeah, we get the Oracle going, gateway coming through, warp gate all building, getting this all the way in. So far, so good. Hatchery coming online, the Oracle produces. Evo Chamber early from Rogue, so we'll see if he wants to maybe go fast melee upgrade, play that Ling style. Obviously, if he can get the Lings out and really start kind of creating problems, I don't think there's always going to be potential for him to have a good time here. So, we'll see. Oracle's still moving about overhead, so it's just going to come over as well. Again, a few more drones will keep on going down. Damage being done for the moment. As yeah, we have the Oracle really actually doing a lot. I mean, 6 drones is a little bit more damage than you're probably meant to take in these situations, so unfortunately that's already not a great start. Coming back around, just gonna fire up a few more shots, so again a little bit extra being done. Oracles together, all gonna fly through the center again, keeping a very good eye on this game at the moment. That's gonna come about, the Oracle's gonna drop a revelation onto the hatchery, so keep an eye on this for the moment. Keep this moving. Oracle's going to activate, and they are going to go and do that thing, actually. Is just going to try and fight the queens. We're actually going to see one left over. Is going to get a queen kill in the end, so that will be a pick-off as the Oracle actually now going to go for the second queen. Are we going to get both? Oh, no. I feel like this early game is starting to fall apart already a little bit here from Rogue. This is unfortunate because I mean damage like that isn't really meant to happen, and yeah, this is not exactly looking ideal, is it? I mean, like I say, you're not really meant to take damage like that. As the Lings try and run up, they're going to try and move through themselves, trying to get something done here. It's going to be having the Lings going to turn around. It's going to come back down the bottom side. Robo Facility Gateways, Temple Archives continuing to build into play at the moment, so all of that coming online just for the moment here. Keep this all rolling. South Sentry Oracle still gathering together, so all of that still just gets settled in for the moment here, as we do have our Lings going to go running about. Zealots and the Sentries going to get a few shots on those Lings, but nothing too much. As Rogue, like I say, definitely has taken a pretty significant amount of early game damage, so take early game damage like that puts you into a bit of a weird spot. Maybe that is going to be something that can, you know, Maxpax can just capitalize on straight away. Despite this being, yes, a bit of a larger map and everything. Like I say, if someone takes damage, you know, early enough, there is always going to be some trouble on the board at that point. So, do you feel like that is where we are starting to get to? Here we go. Zealots and Archons, but I mean, honestly, quite a lot of Lings and a few Hydras behind means that we've got some real DPS available in this as well. This is not just going to be a one kind of way street of an attack. Things the Hydra is still going to get across there, so that's going to still poke about for a little bit more damage too. The other unit's going to come back over. Maxpax has to fall back. Rogue might benefit from the size of the map here and the defendability of it, and so this game might indeed go on a little bit longer, and hence Rogue will get to rebuild up and really maybe kind of get to play this kind of drawn-out situation, which so often is the case on a map like King's Cove. And maybe that can negate some of the early damage taken, right? The longer the game goes, the less impactful that early game damage should really turn out to be, so... He is moving through the middle of the map once again here, so again, off we go as we just have the Zealot Arc on him. All the rest just going to gather in. Plus one missile attack coming up on the Evo Chamber. A couple of Zealots will go and get a Queen. Continue to push through now, looking for some Zerglings as well. Archons, Immortals, and High Templar all gathering in right now. Need to settle into this game number 3 of the series. Again, super important map because it really feels like this could be the map that really determines things for both of these players. You lose this as Maxpax, you're 1 and 2, then the series tournament is out of your control at that point. If you lose this as Rogue, you're 0 and 2, and I mean, then you can win your last match, but then you're also, I mean, then I think you're in trouble anyways, because Reynor is likely going to win one of those matches, and then, you know, Maxpax is at 2 wins as well, so then there's very unlikely a 3-way tiebreaker that benefits you. So yeah, big match a lot on the line at the moment, and it does look as though, as Maxpax fights, that Rogue is going to struggle to survive. A lot of lurkers getting cancelled. The Hydra's here going to be in trouble, and Rogue, I think, just going to have to type out GG, which means that Rogue is going to be pretty much knocked out the tournament. Yeah, pretty much, because he would need Reynor to lose twice, and yeah, even if Reynor loses twice, it means that Skillous wins again, then Maxpax and Skillous would both be on 2 wins, so there is just no way that you get out of this group now as Rogue. He is officially going to be out, and the best he can do is try and win another map to get some additional prize money for finishing 3rd place in the group instead of 4th place. Very unfortunate as it's going to see our Zealot's going to get jumped on. A couple units going to continue to move across for a little bit there. Zealot Stalkers, the Immortal, all coming about. Still putting some work in, I mean, getting some damage done. But in the end, Rogue is just going to have to say GG's, and Maxpax is going to take it 2-1. Rogue insta leaves the webcam, and yeah, his tournament's over. There's no way he can advance anymore. But just kind of sad, because like I said, after he won the first game, I was a little bit of a believer, and I was like, okay, Rogue, show me what's what, show me why I'm believing. And unfortunately, it just didn't work out for him in the end. Up next, Reynor versus Skillous, and then Reynor Rogue might just be the most pointless match of the tournament so far. Again, 4-player round robin groups. We have it in our own events as well. When you know these groups, sometimes the final map or final matchup can just not really matter. I mean, yes, there may be a small prize money difference, but yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a weird situation. So GG's, and that is going to be our first best of 3 out of 3 best of 3s that come up today here in the Coliseum coming through. So yeah, we will take a couple of moments here and we'll get ourselves readied up for more StarCraft 2 action. Up next is going to be the matchup between Reynor and Skillous, and then, like I say, Reynor versus Rogue. So all the Reynor matches still to go today as we finish off with those, and that will be this Group B getting sorted out. So that's where we're going to be at. Let's watch through these highlights, guys. We'll typically just take a moment or two, and then we'll be back at it. So I'm just going to actually take a moment to have a drink. So I'll be right back with you very soon. I'll run some ads while we get this next series ready. See you guys in just a few moments. Is this live? Yes. As live as you are. Hey guys, just chilling a couple of moments as we get ready for next games in the Masters Coliseum today. Yeah, they split this tournament into 2 days for each group. This would have worked honestly pretty well, I think, if it was even like 5-player round robin, so you have 5 best of 3s a day. I actually think that would have been pretty good. I really feel like 3 best of 3s a day is nigh on scandalous. I've said my bit about this repeatedly. I've said it many a time. I will just continue to say I just think running a tournament of this scale with 3 best of 3s a day is, yeah. I mean, I think it's very silly for a lot of reasons. So, but it is not our decision. We just get to watch the games, so we will just make of it what we will. I can't imagine the players like it. I can't imagine the majority of viewers like it. I don't think any of the streamers like it apart from the organizers. So, because to me, to put in perspective, for me, streaming yesterday and today will overall take, let's say, it takes like 6 hours. But I will get probably less than 30% of what I would make if I just did a 6-hour stream on another day. So I essentially make the like 30% of what I would usually make for like the same amount of time invested. So it really sucks on my side. Which is obviously part of why I don't like it, but I do think there's other reasons not to like it as well, so. But like I say, it's not our choice. We just show up and we just cast. We are still thankful that we get some content out of it all, so. Let's do it. Let's get into this one. As we have game number 1 of this fresh best of 3 coming up and online, so we get straight into this with Reynor and Skillous, and I do think this is such an important matchup. If Skillous wins this, I mean, he can absolutely... I think he can as well. Like, he looked so good yesterday against Rogue. Rogue even takes a map off Maxpax. And then Reynor looked pretty good against Maxpax, but not perfect. I actually really feel like Skillous has a good shot here, and if Skillous wins, he's going to be in a great spot to move out of this group as well, as he lost to Maxpax. But he would be 2-1. I mean, it might go down into a 2-1 tiebreaker. And then I actually don't know who has the better map score situation right now, so... yeah, I guess that's something we will have to figure out as well. We'll look into that if it looks as though it's going to be the case. As of right now, we're not there yet, so no need to figure it out if it's not even going to happen. If Reynor just wins this, then why waste the time trying to figure out something that will never be? Point pool coming up as we get ourselves into play. One moment or two. Can hatchery coming about. We got that all settled in for a few moments. Get up and rolling. See the Stargate continues through as well. It's just going to ring that Stargate up, get that all underway. Sorry. Bless me. I don't know what happened lately, but recently when I sneeze, I just sneeze so aggressively. I don't know why, like, I never just, like, have, like, a little sneeze anymore. I sneeze, like, multiple times in a row very aggressively, I swear. Adept Queen going to continue to gather together as they go for some harassment. The Adept will try and do its best towards this mineral line as we push forward. Have again our link speed coming up. We get all of that underway for a few moments here. We keep going into this. As we have our Nexus continue to combine into place. So we get all of this up and rolling. Just get ourselves settled for a couple of moments. A few links going to jump about. Down to this base and see if they can have an impact or so. Nexus just survives. That's so frustrating to get it so low and to not actually be able to finish it off. Wow, that is so annoying. That really does suck. Oh, man. Sometimes never lucky, huh? Gonna see the Oracle can get pushed back here as Reynor is, well, now at least. Sorry, now I've got a because I sneezed. Reynor for now at least continues to look around with these Zerglings and seeing if there is more opportunity for him to deal some damage. So looking for some chances here, if at all possible. You see our battery continues to come up and online. A couple oracles gather together so they're going to join up too. Just for the moment, we continue to get this on the go. And we continue to settle into this game right now. Healing is going across the other direction. Going to be seeing our lag coming through. Again, the Lings, the +1 melee coming about. Baneling Nest on the way up as well. So we just bring all of that through for the moment. Keep on bringing this in as the Zerglings will move around the map a little further. I mean, we got a couple extra gates coming online here from Skillous. +1 attack about to be done. We do drop a revelation on those Lings, so keeping track of where they are at. I was going to say, just the fact that these Lings are not, or these Stalkers are not already on the map being harassing is maybe a little bit sad. Oracles really believe they can get this hatchery, and they do not. We lose an Oracle. As Skillous gets it low, maybe that can be a target for some other units later, but to get it low and not get the kill and lose an Oracle for it is a little sad, right? I mean, that's the second time hatchery ends up surviving low HP in this game, at least for a bit, so yeah, it's yeah, little things right now, kind of just gonna keep Skillous from amassing a larger lead, essentially. Just coming back around, the Oracle going to gather up as well. Templar Archives +2 attack and charge will continue to build into play right there. As the Stalkers will continue by, going to go through the Stasis Ward and obviously just make their way to the other side as we look to play the protection. The Stasis is going to catch all those Lings. So at least now we can get some defense for those ready. We don't have to stick around on them as long as we have other units on the way up at an appropriate time to deal with this. This should be absolutely fine. I just continue to push across. They're going to move in as the Stalker's going to sit there and continue to blink away for a little bit. So they will do their thing. As you have the things continue to chase and trying to get on top of those Stalkers, really trying to chase down as best they can. We'll have ourselves the rest of the army pulling back. I mean, Ling Hydra, I think, is going to be good to push this away, and I think Skillous needs to get back ASAP because I think continuing to fight out here is going to go wrong for him sooner rather than later. You proved me wrong, Skillous. If we got rid of the Lings, maybe we could jump on top of the Hydras as, you know, fairly susceptible fours, and we're kind of doing that right now, so maybe there is a little bit of potential there. Stalker's still moving over. The Hydra's still going to get here. The Lings are just so important. They are going to tank so much of the damage right here that you need them to tank. They are absolutely huge for you as our Stalkers and our Zealots come back across. The Lings and the Hydras continue to chase. The Stalkers will still get pushed away for the moment. Almost Zealots build up. Storm is going to continue through also. So bring that Storm out. Like I say, just going to be seeing Skillous improving his army. As long as he keeps on surviving, Reynor is going into a lot of Ling Bane. He's doing all of this off 70 drones, so he's not going for that major kind of economy that a Zerg may usually kind of aim for before being aggressive. Definitely trying to be aggressive a little bit early and trying to stop Skillous from setting up. Storm will be good against pretty much everything that Reynor has, so that is going to make things a lot easier. If we can get there, the question is, can we get there? Because right now, I don't think that's necessarily a guarantee. Bang going to try and hit this base. We are going to see at least a few probes should be dropping down dead here. Some damage will be taken as we do have the rest of the Ling Hydra continue to move about as well. Just stepping forwards here. I just don't think Skillous has enough at all. Like I said, there's a lot of close calls in this game where he might have been able to knock a base down or so and make a difference, but none of those things ever really kind of ended in his favor, unfortunately, and so here we are. Nexus has to be rebuilt as Skillous is trying to chase down. The last Baneling connected on a couple of the Zealots just to soften them up. I mean, again, just Ling Hydra feels like you should be able to manage it to some extent. We now do have access to the Storm, right? So that should help as well. It's just, again, too little too late question mark. Personally feel as though yes, most likely it is. Still just have to pull back one more time. Still having to cancel that base. If you can't get the fourth base up, you're going to be in trouble for a long time in this game, and that's, I think, going to be the continued issue here, is that there's just no good way to really fix that at the moment. A couple more storms once again, though. The base is being cancelled. Skillous has to try and do something different at this point. Maybe this game's just too far gone because it feels like Reynor's getting into better and better control. Lurkden's coming up as well, so he's not just going to be on this lower tech army trying to attack in all the time. He's going to have a much better army very soon to try and be attacking in with. That should only help Reynor out in a big way. That should push him in absolutely the correct direction. Still going to have to keep blinking away as the Ling Hydra continues through as well. And Stalker will chase those Hydras down. I mean, again, Skillous has moments where it's like, haha! You overcommitted, you lost some stuff, let's go. But Reynor has so much continuing to pour out back at home. That never is really ending up as being a problem. I mean, Skillous comes pushing across now, probably realizing he has to do something, otherwise, if you just sit AFK, this game is not going to end up going in your favor, right? So, I think realizing that and trying to make it happen, but the supply just isn't there to back up the damage he's doing. Like, yes, you're picking off some units, but your opponent is just replenishing them so easily compared to how much you're losing and how much you can afford to build, because, again, your economy is in tatters with the way that this game got going. Stalker still being chased back. The Ling Hydra is still coming through as well. We'll continue to come across for the moment. is going to get rid of a couple more crypt humans here, so a little bit more damage being done right now as we just have ourselves a couple of Banes are going to continue to roll up as well, so they're also going to make their way over for the moment. Storm's going down. Hydras, the Lings, the Banes will kind of get fended off by the Storm. I'm going to send a few Skillous Zealots around the top because maybe they can still have an impact, right? Maybe they can get in, get some damage done. Maybe there is opportunity and potential there. I don't hate that we're still trying for it, but at the end of the day, the numbers aren't going to work out, and that is going to be GG. Reynor is going to take the first game of this. This group becomes very uninteresting if Reynor, I mean, yeah, the last series becomes very uninteresting if Reynor wins this. Maybe it can mean that Reynor goes first place, but I think Reynor's going to be first place anyway if he wins this series. So I think this last the ZVZ at the end may not mean too much at all, depending on. I guess we'll see what the score is. We'll see how it goes. Well, get this ready to rumble, guys. Thank you for joining us once again. Appreciate you all being here for some more Coliseum games. Thank you so much for joining us. Heading into Frostline. Alright, should play the music. Let's get this unmuted and back into it. Reynor on the bottom left, and Skillous in the upper right in now a somewhat must-win situation. I almost think Skillous is good enough, but hasn't been able to make it work here so far. To get ready for game 2 now. Next on the cyber call coming up. Get settled in for the first few moments here. Started right away. I like how Reynor stays so still in front of the cam. It's because he's actually AI generated. Turns out Reynor was the real Maxpax all along. Okay guys, what if Maxpax embraces being a VTuber? What if he just got like the Protoss character that he's always set as and just got it animated and he just becomes a full-on VTuber? No one asks questions when VTubers just don't show themselves, you know? He should just become a VTuber. My god. He figured it out. What's the far right stat? That means -2 and -4. I don't know what you mean. Am I blind? I just don't see it. As the oracle comes across the map. It was displayed until it targeted a Stargate. Oh. It might be AFK worker time. I can tell you again when they deselect something. Yeah. Rope's coming over. We're gonna have our feelings gathering up. There's a couple of Archons on the way as well. It's going to be impactful as we get settled down. Thanks for the gathering and get set up here. Just a couple moments. All underway. Prism with a couple of units inside going to move about as well, so that's just going to come over the other direction. Continues to get a move along for now. The Skillous tries to get set up to a better start in this one. Again, just never... I feel like PvZ right now is like basically if you can set up nicely as the Protoss and you get some pressure going, it can go very well for you, but otherwise the Zerg can really do a lot to essentially control those games otherwise. Then coming up, a few Lings going to try and catch the High Templar, which are just trailing behind the rest of the party. That would have been a disaster. Has to morph one Archon already, so some Storm's going to be missed out on. We save the next with the Prism at least. That could have been really, really bad. The last thing you want is to have to, you know, replace High Templars, lose the Storm that was coming up and online as well. So yeah, good to be able to stop that from going too far wrong. Nice and quickly, the sooner the better in that regard, honestly, as Yeah, you lose multiple of those high temperatures, you lose a lot of storms. That maybe even opens up the door for Reynor to hit some timings where you're not going to have the defense set up that you're meant to have set up, and then obviously everything can go very wrong from there. There's that storm already hitting some of those roaches. You can see the value of it here from Skillous. Very much fighting for his tournament life right now. Must win this game, force a game 3, and try to take that game 3 somewhere in this series. Again, good storm. Skillous' supply is not high, but that's kind of fine because you're playing at least the tech units already, having the storm up and so on. Right from the get-go here, I think does a lot for you. It's a little run by. Gonna get a couple of pros. We just killed some drones at Skillous anyway, so I don't think Skillous will be too upset about that. I think he looks at this and says, yeah, this was alright for me. Got some workers. I dealt with this run by pretty nicely. Did not let Reynor do too much or get too comfortable with potentially dealing damage. Roaches and lizards keep moving about here. Everything else still gathering together. I see those roaches actually going to break through into this base, and we'll actually start to get a whole bunch of damage done over here, so we're just going to deny the robo facilities. That's obviously kind of a huge deal in itself. And these roaches might go down, but they've already taken tech structures down that are going to have a big impact on this game continuing through. They'll show up as well, just having ourselves the Hydras and the Ravagers continue to get a push onto this, doing everything they can to, again, continue to play cleanup and to try and make this a more comfortable situation. That's a little Revelation going down. Gonna just grab a few of those units there. It's just gonna get a tag on those. And the +3 missiles, a couple of lurkers on the way up. Gonna be seeing our double robo has to rebuild again. That was a pretty serious loss, to be honest. That was a pretty serious issue. As another storm comes down, the lurkers are gonna have to split apart a little bit. And Templa's pulling back here as Reynor's army gets on the map. We're gonna have to deal with this portion of the army first. Time warp misses. Feels like a bit of a panic time warp almost. Like we dropped that down when the units had already moved away. Skillous. A little mistake there, right? And it's these little mistakes that could potentially add up, and especially kind of shows you his mindset. Maybe playing a bit nervous. Maybe playing not quite. I mean, because we expect Skillous to be able to land a time warp, right? As you're going to be seeing the lurkers now set up on the other side. Skillous going to have to deal with this while also dealing with the pressure elsewhere as well. He's just got a lot going on right here. Interceptors will play cleanup, but we lost 33 probes. That base on the right side is still in trouble from a lurker as well, so across the board we end up in some pretty serious trouble coming out of this fight. I mean, that's so many workers going down. Skillous doesn't have like a major army supply advantage to work with going out of this, so it feels as though Skillous, if he was to counterattack, would probably not find the success that he needs either. Things running over, a couple of warp gates setting up. And we're still pushing straight over to that left side, so just trying to get in a position here is to just have a few more probes dropping off. Skillous just struggling to kind of get past supplies currently at. So yeah, definitely having some issues on that one. Just going to be seeing the time going down. This is going to be the fight from Skillous as he tries to push up this ramp. Reynor already in a concave obviously suggests that this is not exactly going to go super well to begin with. I think that has turned out to be fairly true here. The ship's still hanging around. It's going to continue to get some more pressure going. Going to be seeing the cloaking fades away. I mean, we're actually kind of standing in here as... Yeah, kind of standing in here as Skillous. He's not getting cleaned up immediately as quickly as I thought he would, to be fair. So maybe some extra little bit of hope for Skillous. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to put hope in the guy that's down so much supply, really, but... Yeah, kind of sad to otherwise just accept that this game is over and the group pretty much over as well, because it will just be Skillous and Rogue at 2 losses, Maxpax and Reynor at 2 wins. So yeah, this gets figured out and sorted out pretty much immediately from that point, right? So yeah, this really does just get concluded, unfortunately, at that stage. Drones going down. Continue to move back across the other side of the map. Let's just have ourselves the army of Skillous. I mean, don't get me wrong, Skillous' army has some good parts to it. The fact he's got the carriers up, for example, definitely the kind of thing that should give him a little bit of hope here and give him a little bit of opportunity. But still feel like his supply is just not good enough, and Reynor has all the tools he needs to really be able to continue dealing with this as well. So, yep, kind of like I say, getting difficult to stay excited for Skillous, but he keeps moving around and he will not give up easily, like we've clearly seen. Reynor is actually trying to set up potentially a wraparound or just a counter attack. We'll see what that ends up being over the next moment or two. Hydras and the Lings all coming up. A lot of Hydra Lurker moving about as well. It's just going to keep going with all this. Just going to be having the Immortals, the Mothership, and the Carriers coming about also here. I mean, Skillous only on the 3 bases, trying to reestablish a 4th. If he can just live, then I guess I'll always give him a chance. I'm just just not sure I want to give him that much of a chance, to be honest. See some Archons going to fire away, so they're going to come moving straight through. They're going to head up and across to the other side. So again, see if they can get up to anything interesting for a little bit here. Only still gathering. Corruptors on the way out, so we continue to see that anti-air force rising up. Reynor definitely going to need some of that to help him into some of the latter stages. There's a lot of Hydras still moving through as well. It's just going to be set up for the moment. So we've seen a couple more drones going down still, so again, just a little bit of damage still being dealt here and there. We have got ourselves a couple of Tempests coming through. I mean, Skillous is just trying to get to max out, and again, you basically just pray that a maxed out army can take one good fight that can maybe swing this game in your favor. But obviously, you're not going to have really any reinforcements available. Your opponent's going to have all the reinforcements that they would like. It's going to be extremely tough for you. I just cannot stress that enough. It is going to be specifically difficult to make this work out for you as Skillous. I mean, this game is just not designed for you to be necessarily getting back into from what was a 3 bases for a long time here as well, right? He got knocked down in that regard. That's the thing. There's been so many different ways in which Skillous is kind of fallen behind at points of this. So. We've seen a couple more shots coming through. Well, I was trying to find the way to the side. I mean, Reynor's defense has been pretty good throughout as well. He's not really let any big run-bys kind of disrupt his advantage and to make this kind of more difficult for him or anything. So he's been very good at maintaining the leads which he's created for himself and the positions which are being very well looked after for him so far. Again, Reynor's normally is not really designed to go running into the fight with this, so he's going to kind of just, again, play it slow, let things steady out. We've got some Vipers and Corruptors out that can maybe make some grabs partway through this, so you can find some efficiency. Well, for the most part, it's kind of just about weighing. This is a patience game and a test of patience at this kind of a stage. Big storms coming down, roaches, hydras, lurkers, all going to come stepping forward as well. It's just going to come straight through here for a couple of moments, try and see what we can get done. Just going to be seeing already Skillous' forces getting absolutely annihilated, and he gets chased down. His time in the Masters Coliseum is going to be coming to a very unfortunate close. Like I say, I really kind of believed in Skillous coming into today, but it just did not work out in his favor at all. At this point, obviously, Lurks and Corruptors go across the map, and they can go do their thing and close this one up in the near future. Like I said, there's really not much we're hanging on to right now. Skillous has been kind of dead for a while, kind of fighting whatever fight he can, which is definitely the correct idea when you're in your basically tournament life on the line, last chance to play. Yeah, this is obviously just going to be not good enough for him. Massive army over the right side, probes going down everywhere. I mean, this gets a little clumped up for Reynor. I'm just not sure if that is going to make much of a difference either. We are going to see GG getting called. That will do it, my friends. That is going to be how Reynor gets the win. Fuck, I forgot the music for like half a second. If that's too much music, then I'm going to be very sad, because I feel like I've been doing good otherwise. Ay. Alright, well. We have one match remaining. As you can see, that's going to be a little bit of ZVZ action between Reynor and Rogue. Sorry, guys. Catching my throat there. I couldn't mute in time. So yes, Reynor and Rogue ZVZ coming up. Obviously, it'll be about 5 to 10 minutes because they do run the highlights and the ads and stuff. So we'll give that a moment, then we'll play Reynor Rogue. Reynor and Maxpax already guaranteed to advance. This is kind of just for pride. There's not really, I mean, there's a little bit of prize money difference for 3rd versus 4th place for Rogue to play for. guess Reynor can maybe compete for first place in the group, but I do kind of think he's probably already first place in the group. Let me see if I can investigate that a little bit here. Reynor. I mean, Reynor is 2-0 plus 3. If he lost, he would be 2-1 or plus 1, which is the same as Maxpax, but then he has the head-to-head. So unless there's some very weird map difference, overall number of map wins. Oh, actually, yeah, okay, because they use a really stupid tiebreaker. Cool. So basically, if Reynor doesn't win if Reynor gets 2-0, actually Maxpax gets first place in the group. So this does have some meaning because they use the tiebreaker, which I really don't agree with. So this is what you're on about. Let me have a look. Yeah, that's worker idle time. I'm pretty sure. So it means that they've had 2 seconds and 4 seconds of workers just sat AFK. I believe. They crept up at certain points of the game. Yeah, it's definitely that. One of those stats that we just kind of had and was kind of cool at first, and it's just like, yeah. Because a lot of the time you meant to leave work as AFK, and a lot of the time it's just like you get harassed as like AFK working time is such a weird stat because it's just so dependent on the game anyways. It's like, what does that number even mean, you know? It's like, no shit, some guy that got harassed more is gonna have his workers AFK while he waits to send them back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those numbers which is not really an indicator of skill or anything. Yeah, we all kind of figured it was kind of silly at some point, I think. Ellie, baby, what do you want from me? I don't have any food. I ate it. It's gone. It's gone. She's absolutely convinced that I have food. I know where the food is, but it's not next to me because I ate mine. She specifically wants what I was eating. It's gone. It's gone, babes. It's gone. Look, I'll do what you don't like. I'll put you on stream. Yeah, you don't like that, do you? You know, I don't like this spot, Dad. She really doesn't. Fine, I have one tiny bit of bread you can have. Okay? Alright, good girl. Good girl, that's it. That's all there was. What kind of dog is she? She's a golden retriever. No longer a puppy. She's always gonna be a puppy. Hey, Ellie, you gotta stop looking at us though. Like, I don't have anything else for you. Alright, gonna be heading into this ZVZ up next, guys. Reynor vs Rogue looks like they're already doing the intro stuff, so hopefully we can get into this without too much delay, and we can just go and pop straight into the action. Be a big fan of that. As we get this ready to rumble. Abyssal Reef going to be map 2. I'd be kind of interested to see that. We're going to see King's Cove for map 1, which is kind of, I mean, honestly, a couple larger maps for ZVZ. Wonder how the game sets up. I wonder if we're actually going to get to see some macro between these two, or if there's going to be a lot of cheesiness kind of involved. Actually, that is where I really kind of do put this series. I think there might be a lot of cheesiness involved. But we will see. We'll see. I'm going to be into this real soon, guys. Thank you for your patience between games. Appreciate you all sticking around. So we are ready to go, apparently. So let's do this. As we have got ourselves in the bottom right rogue and in the top left Reynor. With this best of 3 for ZVZ. Reynor needs to not get 2-0 to guarantee first place in the group. So Reynor needs a map, I believe. What this comes down to. If Abyssal Reef was banned by Rogue, why is it map 2? That's a good question, I didn't see that. Reynor's playing toss. Oh my goodness, we're gonna watch some PvZ. I wonder if he just thinks this map is really good for PvZ. Because it's like, because it's so defendable. Kind of like when he played PvZ against Cyril and Raduset. Alright, well, Reynor going to play the Protoss here, so we're actually going to get a PvZ, not a ZVZ. I kind of forgot that Reynor could do this. Oh, where's the Protoss offer is being brought out? You're so sad you wanted ZVZ. I kind of wanted ZVZ too, to be honest. I actually thought it'd be very interesting to see how these two matched up in a PvZ. Actually, honestly, I think we settled in because while Reynor can be pretty aggressive with his Protoss, I think he's very comfortable playing a longer game too. He's very good in a long game, actually, so I actually think this could be a while, especially on King's Cove. Let's see what happens. Things be coming up. Stargate and an Nexus coming through. Okay, so I'll settle down for a moment or so. Obviously, Stargate very standard rogue. That was kind of impressive how he played Maxpax earlier, so we'll see how he does against Reynor's Protoss as well as we settle ourselves in. It's going to be having the Oracle on the way out, so we got that going as well. Bring that straight in. Sorry, excuse me. Got a cough. I've drank my drink or something the wrong way or caught my throat, and it's apparently now just irritated to the point where I'm just going to keep coughing, so I apologize, guys. Apologies. I don't mean to be coughing at you all the time. Adapt probe, gonna keep moving around for just a little bit, so just gonna be getting in over there to see what's going on. Voidray on the way up, so actually gonna get a Voidray to deny some information here is interesting. Let's see how well that goes as we just have the Oracle gonna activate for a few of the Zerglings, so a little bit of damage being dealt. Void will go onto the Overlord, chasing it away down into the center, so we'll get hunted for a little bit there. Let's just have the feeling still gathering up as well. Roach Run also coming through. Oracle comes in from the side, just going to come straight across also. Just going to be, again, keeping an eye on if it can get any more done. I was excited to see this Void Ray trying to clean up some Overlords and just keep Rogue from knowing what's going on. And maybe we'll see Reynor try and take advantage of the fact that Rogue should be pretty unaware of what's happening in this game because of that Void Ray scouting denial. 18 more Lings, Overlord Speed, Queen. All continue to be brought up right now. Lings are going to continue to be aggressive, so Rogue is going to kind of test Reynor a little bit. Because the Queens are going to show up with the Lings as well, so actually we're absolutely going to test him a little bit right here. As we come across the other side, looking to be as aggro as possible. We're going to see those Lings nibbling at the Nexus, so just going to fight there for a few moments as well. And just going to be seeing the Queens continue to fight the Oracle and Voids. Continue to do that thing. I mean, Voids continue to put some damage out. Reynor's hold so far is looking like a pretty reasonable hold as well, to be honest. Can we keep... I mean, we might not keep the third alive, but if we do a lot of damage to the Queens and so on, and then we lose the third, but we can re-expand after, because this is a commitment from Rogue, then I don't hate it for Reynor, right? I think then I actually do kind of like it for Reynor, even. He did a good job of keeping the Void Rays alive, like I say, so that's something you can have for the future as well. It's going to be seeing the Lings obviously finishing off the battery that was over in position. Just get that cleaned up again. Carriers, +1 air weapons coming through. The couple of drones, Queens, and Dropper Lord on the way up as well. As our Voids continue across for the moment. I think he's going to try a big run by, so a lot of units going to go up the top. Reynor has expanding out down the left-hand side, so that's going to become interesting for him trying to defend that. We'll see how that goes. I think the Queen's just going to hit this base again, so I mean, Rogue basically just going to say, yeah, let's go for round 2 of this. I don't think we should make this go too much longer or anything, so he's just going to keep it going. He's going to keep the aggression coming. He's going to deny Reynor getting back to a third, which would be a problem for Reynor in the long run, right? If you can't deal with these Lings. He's on his way to some carriers, so he will have a little bit of a better army very soon. So maybe there is actually something to be said about that, as we'll see. I mean, honestly, the air army is getting to be pretty sizable. On the side of Reynor, I actually kind of becoming a little bit of a believer. I mean, if we don't, I mean, Spire's on the way. Rogue's economy, 55 drones, is honestly not that crazy. These Void Rays are all going to live as well. Oh my goodness, the Lings will counterattack, but I'm not going to lie, I'm not 100% convinced right now that Rogue is dealing with this. I mean, his gas count is not super high either. Void's carrier is going to keep on moving through for a couple of moments, so just off they go. A couple of Interceptors going to come launching forward again. Those Queens are going to be taking some hits. I mean, right now, Reynor is absolutely doing what he needs to, as the Rogue's attack did not do enough to slow Reynor down, and so Reynor is going to succeed in game number 1. No, music, music, music. Oh, god damn it, I got distracted. I failed the music test. I don't know why I keep trying to do the music test every time. Rogue is back and Reynor's playing Protoss. Reynor plays Protoss in PvZ quite frequently. Rogue has also been back for over 6 months now, probably close to like 8, 9, 10 months. So yes, Rogue's been back for the better part of a year. Reynor plays Protoss instead of ZVZ sometimes. That's been a thing for actually kind of a long time. A couple of years at least. So yeah. Is he allowed to switch? No, I think in the Masters Coliseum you're not allowed to switch race mid-series. You've got to be Protoss, or the race you select the whole way through. As far as I'm aware, at least. Clement Reynor also going to be rank 1 and 2 Protoss. They're definitely pretty impressive with their Protoss, tell you that much. I think the best part is that they can so consistently honestly, I think the best part of their Protoss is that they can kind of take on anything. It's not like oh, they've got like one trick up their sleeve. Like, they're just very good all around. They understand a lot of the builds. They understand a lot of the all-ins the opponents will throw to try and get them, caught off guard and so on. Like, they're just very good across the board with these races, which is extremely impressive. Well, Reynor took out the map, by the way, so this group is basically completely decided now. I don't even think Rogue can take third place off of Skillous with a win, so yeah, this group has these matches now have no further meaning in terms of the group. So we will just sit back and relax and enjoy it for what it is. Reynor playing Protoss once again. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he's forced into that as Reynor has a moment of lag. We will be quick to try and turn the music off. We're going to try and not get copyright banned today, guys. Where 3 out of 3 on getting our Masters Coliseum YouTube streams demonetized, so I'm gonna try my best to make one of these streams not happen. I'm getting better. We've been better at turning the music off today. I'm not sure if it's been enough, but progress if nothing else. Progress if nothing else. Looks as though we are back at it. Game number 2. As we get set up. And it is going to be pool first from Rogue. So Rogue is going to go 12 pool. You guys got the feeling Rogue might be kind of just done with this. He's kind of just ready to kind of move on and be, done with this one for a little bit, perhaps. I'm kind of getting that vibe. Just ever so slightly. I mean, to be fair as well, Rogue is also, he's got nothing to play for anymore. Like, he can't win extra money by winning this series. It is the problem with 4-player round-robin groups, and it's why I don't love doing them myself. So my personal opinion is that I feel like in my sort of tournaments, or my level of tournaments, it's kind of whatever. Like, you have a pointless match, and it's over a few $100s, like, whatever, but I do feel like for an event the size of the Masters Coliseum, I do think having group stages which encourage games to happen that mean nothing is pretty sad. So let's hope they have a better format for Masters Coliseum 9 if we get one. There's been a lot about this event which I've not been the biggest fan of, but I still appreciate that we get some games. So appreciate that it exists. Just yeah, I feel like the previous formats and so on that they've had have been so much better, right? Reynor is going to get the wall off here, so is going to be safe against those Zerglings for the moment at least. So a little bit of safety as the initial wall goes up. Let's see how that continues. Things are going after the probe for just a moment or so. So again, just got a little bit of damage done there too. You see, I think I'm still going to try and break through the front here a little bit, so trying the best right now. Just going to be seeing the couple of adepts going about, just some damage being done for a couple of moments as well. I see a couple more shots going around the other way. As going to be seeing Reynor still having to deal with this. Obviously, I mean, at this point, kind of held off. Rogue is just making more lings and getting ling speed going, so he has very clearly just decided that he's just going to ling flood, and he wants nothing else to do about this. He's just going to try and all in until Reynor dies or he fails to kill him. That's what this is going to come down to, so maybe not the most epic of endings. We've seen our devs still trying to chase these feelings around. Like I said, there's more lings being made, so we're gonna get that coming up as well. We're having the adepts trying to deal with this hatchery and this queen. Like I say, lings and ling speed coming up. I mean, we're just trying to do anything he can to really distract Reynor and make this a little bit of a funky situation. Like I say, just trying his best to make this a bit of a weird scenario. Ay, ay, ay. Couple of adepts are going to go after some of the lava. The drone is going to go down here as well. Not sure what Rogue is really trying to get done at the moment, but I guess we'll find out soon. I think it's going to open up some rocks on the map. I got no idea where Rogue's going to try and take this. He is just going to get absolutely smashed, I think. So this game kind of seems like it's already over. We're just kind of going through some pleasantries. What a weird day. We'll finally get rid of this hatchery so Reynor can remove that from the equation. That will no longer be a factor. That's going to be nice to get rid of here just for a couple of moments, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. The Stalkers and the Adepts continue to gather together for a couple of moments here. It's just going to get that all settling down. Stalker shows up, so I'm going to take a couple of nibbles, so some damage being done right away there. I mean, again, we're not really expecting much to come from this. As these adepts go the other side, and Rogue does not really have the supply to stay alive here, so I'm just expecting this one to come to a pretty quick close. As these adepts show up, the oracle's there as well, going to push this around and push this back. I think fair to say, as these adepts show up, they're going to go after the queens. They'll be able to do just fine. Oh, I mean, not really a great game as Rogue tried something weird and kind of stuck with it for so much longer than I think he needed to, or ever should have done, or any of that. GG's, and Reynor is going to take the 2-0 over Rogue just to guarantee first place in this group. So like I say, it does guarantee him first place in the group, but that was decided after you already took a map. And for Rogue, this one really kind of went wrong when he lost against, well, Skillous yesterday, but Maxpax today, he had a chance there. He had a chance, just didn't quite go well enough for him. And the other couple of games, sadly. So yeah, that's going to be Group B, guys. We'll probably see the outro and some information and stuff here over the next couple of moments, and then that's going to be our Master Coliseum and just our stream for the day. Like I say, these weekend streams are not going to be very long for the future, foreseeable future, because of the fact it's just 3 best-of-3s. There's not much length in that at all, so we can only do so much about that. Obviously, we are just casting whatever Starcraft is essentially given to us. Unfortunately, that ain't much on the weekends. So yeah, Reynor is going to get first place in the group. Maxpax in second. Honestly, a very boring group result at the end of the day. I feel like there was so much potential for upsets. Skillous against Maxpax, even Maxpax Reynor to some extent, Rogue Maxpax. The group kind of plays out exactly as you kind of expect it to, just... Yeah, like I say, it plays out exactly as you expect it to, just did we really want that? We wanted a little bit of intrigue. Maru, Lancer, Hero, and Gumiho come to play when it is the next match day, aka on Saturday. So this time next week, we'll have already had day 1 and we'll be on day 2 of this Group C of the competition. So you can see those players taking part. Lancer coming through that Asian qualifier is arguably going to be the probably the lowest seed, or the player we most expect to be kind of the underdog, but honestly, I think Lancer can throw a couple curveballs. It's just a very rough group. He's playing against a lot of very good players at the end of the day, so I think that is going to be a problem for him. No doubt. So yeah, we'll watch some highlights here, guys, but that's going to be it for me today. I'm not even going to ask you to do the sellout stuff because I don't know if this stream was worth it. I will be back tomorrow with WardiTV Monday. So WardiTV Mondays tomorrow, and then we will also have WardiTV Christmas Eve games on Tuesday, and the WardiTV Christmas Day games on Wednesday. So that's where we're at. We're at Christmas, guys. Some great matches coming up over those days as well, so you guys can hang out for that and enjoy. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you guys. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. And I'll leave you guys with the highlights and so on, and we'll wrap this up. Group C might be epic. It might be. Might be. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.